Join us each week for some booze-free banter about life without booze.
If you're entertaining the idea of cutting back your booze by a day, a week, a month, or for the rest of your life, we would love for you to tune in.
Buckle up and come along for a ride that may just change your life. Just a heads up, some of our conversations we have may be triggering for some. Reach out to your local resource support centre. If you're in Australia, that's Lifeline 131114. Good morning, Maso.
Morning, Breeza.
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm so good. How has your week been? Tell me all about it.
Well, do you know what? I've actually got a little story to tell you.
Oh, loves a story. What do you
It's
got?
a good story. I went out, so it would have been last Friday night or 2 Friday nights ago, and I went out. So I went out for dinner, which was nice. Went to a pub, that was nice. And then so finished dinner up around 9 o'clock, and the partner and I were like, we're not ready to go home. So we sniffed out some live music.
Sniffed out.
Yeah. Love a good little sniff. Sniffed out some live music in town. Went to it was another pub. This dude on the acoustic guitar singing along, and it was like there was 8 of us in the beer garden because obviously numbers were still limited at that stage.
Yeah.
So went into the bar and I was like, "Oh, have you got any alcohol-free beer?" And the publican was like, "No, we're a pub." I couldn't be bothered fighting the good fight. I was like, okay, I'll just grab a Bundaberg ginger beer.
Yeah.
I think that's what I had. Yeah, that's what I had to get some bubbles into it.
Yeah.
And then so went outside, listened to old mate on the guitar, met another couple, chatting away to them all night, then went back into the bar and ran into a bloke that I know from just around town. He was there with his mate, ended up spending the next 2 hours with them. My partner Doc, he was happily, smashing pots. I'd moved to soda water because that was the next choice.
Treat yourself.
Treat myself. And end up having the best night chatting to these guys. One was absolutely off his chops, but I could understand every second word he was saying. But we had a laugh. We just complete stranger. Yeah, he was blind. I was sober. Had a great night. And Doc kept saying to me, "Do you want to go home? You're right." I'm like, "No, I'm fine. Having a great night, loving it."
Yes.
Home at 1:30. Woke up fresh the next day.
Yes. So good. I love that impromptu, mix it up, random, not expected, always the best nights. Where was it and who was the band or the acoustic?
I don't know the dude, but it was just a pub in Bendigo, but I don't know can't think of his name. Can't think of it. But do you know what? I looked back and reflected and I thought I reckon I've got the confidence to confidently go into a bar and not be triggered. I was looking at everyone going, "Oh, they're having so much fun," but I was still having fun without, being completely, obliviated into a drunken state.
Yes.
So I still had a great night, and I'm even more confident now to go into or even go to a live music gig with more people.
That's amazing, mate. That's amazing. Because it is a real shift. Obviously, you've had a real shift of where you sit in the alcohol-free world, and you've now letting go of, I don't need booze to have fun. I'm having fun without it, and you're learning that as you're going. It hasn't been given to you. You've been working in this process the whole time and challenging yourself and letting go of what was, of that romanticising about alcohol and boozy nights and this new life. It's amazing. It's like you're evolving this born again.
and the next day, I was a little bit tired just because late night, but got up and we went and tackled all these jobs we had to do around home, and felt so good.
Yeah. Because you didn't drink.
Yes. And you know what? There was a group there. There was three people there that must have known the guy who was performing, and so they were playing a game that they had to guess which was going to be what he was going to play next.
Oh,
and if they lost, they had to go in and get a shot.
Oh.
And it was funny because they came in when we just arrived at the pub, and they're like, "Oh, can I have I don't know, whatever shot they ordered?" And the publican's gone, "Nah, have this instead." And he's pulled this old crusty dirty bottle from wherever and given that to them.
Oh.
And then
like Chambord or something.
Yeah, something putrid. And then I'd say an hour later, one of them's up doing the robot dance. Which very entertaining. Glad it wasn't me though.
Yes.
What about you, mate? How's your week been? What's been going on?
Yeah, so good. Well, I actually, so just winding it back, during lockdown last year, I pivoted and I started a little doggy daycare business, a doggy daycare dog walking business.
Give us the IG handle.
at Claire's Dog Squad.
Love your reels.
I love a reel, love a doggo reel. So if you're looking for, if you're feeling a bit miserable, actually you can do that. If you're feeling like a drink, just hop over to Claire's Dog Squad and watch my reels because dog videos are funny. And there's heaps of in the stories memes and funny dog videos. So it's just a good feel-good page to go to. So get amongst it. Anyway, after being stood down from my beloved Virgin Australia gig last year, I was working out at the park and there was lots of puppies around, lots of doggos, and I was like, there could be something in this. When everybody goes back to work, everyone's going to need a dog sitter or a doggy daycare. Anyway, so sort of in my head started this business. And one of our really good friends, Joel, I saw he posted a photo of his little Frenchie. It's a little brindle puppy named Rocky.
And he's so cute, by the way.
Oh, my God.
The dog.
You're cute too, doll, but...
Yeah, he goes all right.
Anyway, I saw everybody commenting saying, I'll doggy sit, I'll be the puppy sitter, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I muscled in and elbowed everyone out of the way and lied to Joel and told him that I was a qualified dog sitter. Guys. Anyway, ended up sucking Joel in. And I've been Rocky's doggy sitter for the last 12 months or so, right? Anyway, obviously with lockdown, it's gone on. There's been no doggy sitting. Everyone's been at home, so doggy daycare has gone into it's just
parked it. Yeah.
But the other day, Jolie said he was actually quite busy, and I said, I'd take Jockey. Jockey. Rocky. I'd take Rocky.
Yo, Jockey.
I'd take.
That's like when you have a couple and they morph their name in. Yes. That's now Jockey. Brangelina, move over.
Yeah. Benefar, bye. Move in Jockey. Oh, I love it. Here we go. So
it's gonna stick.
It's stuck.
Yeah,
it's stuck. So Jolie said he was going to be busy for the next few days. And I said, I'll take him. I said, how long can I have him for? He goes, a few days. And I took the piss and had him for nearly 2 weeks. So I took him home to see my dad, and he's not like your normal French bulldog. He actually looks like a wombat. He's the size of a wombat and he looks like a wombat, and he's just the cutest, funniest little, he barks like his voice is breaking. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, cute, like a little old man.
Little old man, but he's a pup, but he barks like he's 7 foot tall. Like he's just got such muscle and conviction, like he's ready to go. He's just a gun, and he just brings so much joy to my dad, my family, and I'm just so appreciative of Joel. It's his dog, you know what I mean?
You're like claiming it.
Yeah.
Rocky's your own.
We do. We secretly fight over it, and I was trying to work out how I could block Joel and just cut him out of my life so I can never
block him on socials. That's a good starting point. Block his number.
So when he wants to come pick him up, I'm disappeared, gone. There's no more. So I'm super #grateful, #blessed that Jolie is so generous to let us have his dog. And
that's gold.
Yeah, it was beautiful. So yeah, thanks,
Can
Jolie.
I ask a question?
Thanks, Jockey.
You gotta have shame on it. Shame.
All right. So shame. I'm going to take you back to a shame story once again in my 20s. I feel like all my shame stories are in my 20s. I reckon I possibly was late teens, early 20s. Yeah, somewhere around there. So I had been out, I don't know where I'd been with friends, but yeah, obviously got completely hammered. And I was that hammered that I was refused entry into a local nightclub, which I'll call it out because I've had some classic moments in that nightclub. And I know you're laughing, Maso. It's called Studio 54.
Studes.
Stewed. So yeah, just to set the scene, it's three levels high, this big dirty nightclub, and he'd always party up in the top level 3 because they play all the old tunes. So yeah, super cool. Everyone would end up there. It was open till 5. They always used to have a massive queue. Anyway, remember Tower? There was a nightclub. There was a bouncer called Tower. So he was on the door, wouldn't let me in. Rightly so, because I was completely hammered. So I was like, all right, fair enough. Anyway, I bumped into a bloke that I worked at Hungry Jack's with, little Matty. And Matty's like probably the height of a grasshopper. He's a little boxer dude, actually. So he was just as hammered as I was. So he's like, let's climb on the roof and try and get in that way.
Oh, my God.
So I'm like, sure.
Dead.
I don't know if you can remember, like, Stuart, before there was an alleyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it well.
Yeah, you know. So goodness knows what went on in that alleyway. Mm-hmm. So we tootled down the alleyway. There was like some like big boy bins, like the big, wheelie, like the big massive industrial bins. Jumped on them. He gave me a leg up onto the next roof, which then had us on like level 1, so in line with level 1 of this nightclub. So there we were, banging on the window. You know they had windows. You couldn't see much out because it was dark anyway. But yeah, banging on the windows for someone to let us into this nightclub. And yeah. Unlucky for us, or potentially lucky, there was a bouncer who saw us at the window. So we scurried away. We scurried back down the drain pipe, back onto the bin, launched off the bin, and then I probably went home after that. But yeah,
wow.
putting myself in danger by coming up onto a roof.
That is off the hook.
Would have had high heels on.
Yeah.
Would have had big high heels on.
Yeah, and no problem. Just scaled the wall like Spider-Woman.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Thanks to booze.
Thanks to booze. My shame story. So my partner and I were at an outdoor restaurant, probably into our second bottle of rosé, just loving life. And there was a girl had sat down with her dog, and she was obviously on a date with a guy, and he had his dog. And her dog was like, I'm keeping in line with the dog stories today.
Yes, you are.
So girl was with her dog, and her dog was kind of, when a dog just walks up and is just hanging around your legs and stuff and saying hello, and we're like, hello, doggy, giving it a little pat, and she wasn't even acknowledged. Normally if a dog comes up, the owner should say, oh, sorry about the dog, or
totally,
are you okay? Like just a bit of an acknowledgement, or there's sort of a bit of an etiquette and manners of anyway, she gave it nothing. We were giving this dog heaps. She was giving us nothing. We're 2 bottles deep in rosé and really deep diving down into getting so wound up with her being shit to us and the dog. But then as it goes on, they order these chips, and she's giving the chips to the date dude's dog, but chips to her dog. And so we were getting really, really shitty about it.
Trying to impress the dog, yes. The date dog.
Yeah, date dude dog. So date dude goes to the toilet, and then she still gives chips to his dog, but he's like being really mean to her dog, giving it nothing. So we were so shitty, or I was so shitty about it. When we left, I actually went over to her and just said, "You're a shit dog, mum." And stormed off and strutted off like I, real chuffed with myself that I'd really tried to save the day. Giving her a spray for her being a shit dog mum. My sandal broke, like the strap on my sandal broke at the same time. And Ty's just going, just keep walking, just keep walking. So I just pretend nothing's happened, just keep walking. I would never have done that. The next day I woke up absolutely horrified that I'd given someone a spray. It's none of my business. That dog could have been on a diet.
Yes, good
it
point.
Had nothing to do with me. Who did I think I was telling her that she was a shit dog mum?
Did you hang around for her reaction, or did you?
No, just gave her a spray and stormed off.
Spray and storm. Don't passion dash, spray and storm.
Honestly,
mate.
Who's doing that? That's horrendous. Well, you know what we say, Breeza?
Wouldn't have happened if we weren't hammered. How hard is it to say stuff at the same time?
Yeah, it's a tough one. We're having a crack though. All right. Today we're talking about booze everywhere booze. So today we're going to give you some strategies to maneuver your way around a booze-fueled world. Hit it, Breeza.
Hold on, mate. Do you know what?
Yeah.
I just lost my notes. No, they're back again.
We're back. Woo. Stand down.
Since we last recorded Maso, I've taken some notes on all the times I've seen booze in the last week.
That's a lot.
It was a shitload, and it popped up in the most unexpected places. This is like the biggest one for me. I was scrounging for some sticky tape the other day, trying to wrap a birthday present, and like dug into, you know how you have like a box of like, you know, sticky tape, wrapping paper, sort of some random bits and bobs.
Many.
Yeah.
Many boxes.
Yes. Likewise, I dove into this box of bits and bobs, pulled out some sticky tape, and it was like it had pictures on it.
Yeah.
Right? So I started wrapping the present. This is for like a 11-year-old boy. Started wrapping the present, and then I actually looked at the sticky tape. Yeah, wine bottles and champagne glasses on the sticky tape.
Don't. Oh my God.
I should have shown you.
Like the Band-Aids that have like the cartoon characters on it. Yeah. No way.
Full wine bottle and cocktail, like martini style glass.
Wow.
Like, wasn't expecting that.
That got ya?
That got me.
Wow.
So that's one. And you know what? I think if you're really trying to stay away from anything that triggers you with alcohol, it's bloody hard. Like, because sticky tape, who would have thought sticky tape?
Who knew? That's nuts.
Another one that surprised me, and I don't watch Home and Away, but I sometimes catch the end of it because I watched SAS, and that was always after it.
Yeah.
Home and Away, love it. They love a good booze. Home and Away. So I've seen it twice. The first one was champagne. They were like knocking back champagne. Yeah. And the second one, I think, was wine at their dinner. So,
right.
Wine. Home and Away.
Home and Away. H&A.
Yeah.
Loves it.
You know, watched by, I'd say, maybe 10 years old upwards.
That's crazy, isn't it? It's just.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have normally noticed it.
No, not at all.
Nah.
100%. But, yeah, seeing things through a different lens now.
Yeah.
What was the other one? I've written it down. Real estate listings.
Oh.
Real estate listings.
Wow.
So there's two sides of this. One is I've seen photos of like a home for sale, and they've got, on purpose, a bottle of wine with 2 glasses sitting on the bench in the kitchen as a prop.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yep. Oh. And the second one is in their write-up. Having, you know, a great area for you to, enjoy and relax and have a wine.
Yes, there it is. Always a little selling point. Wow.
Yeah, again, wouldn't have noticed it.
Nah, just a normal part of life. Like, it's just ingrained into us, like brushing your teeth and having lunch or, wow.
100%. Another one that surprised me was, and I was doing research for a client, was pool toys. Did you know, mate, you can get an inflatable bottle of rosé lounge about on all day in your pool?
Oh, my God.
Get out of town, right?
Oh, my God. So gone to the Flamingo, insert rosé.
Rosé.
Jesus.
And the name of the actual toy is called Rosé All Day.
Goodness me. And there probably would have been a time we would have bought that too.
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah,
I would have been lounging around a loving life. And like their marketing is, women. It's all in every photo of this pool product. It was a woman lounging on it.
Oh, my God.
So that I was just like, that shocked me.
No,
and here's another beauty for you.
Yeah.
The cracker. Adairs. I was shopping in Adairs the other day. Just what was I shopping for? Obviously, some sort of linen of some sort.
Yeah.
And Christmas decorations are in. Which is
I saw you post.
Yeah, I did a story. So champagne, full champagne, like a champagne bottle decoration you hang from your Christmas tree, or I think there was a cocktail glass as well.
They've really stepped it up. Which
champagne is like, I used to drink a lot of champagne in December because it's all about celebration, Merry Christmas. So I suppose they've gone with that theme. Of champagne in December celebration. Movies, a lot of movies I watched movies and TV, Netflix that I watched had alcohol in it.
Yeah.
Squid Games. I just finished watching the Squid Games. Squid Games. They've managed. I don't know if you've seen it, Maso, but they've managed to put alcohol in it as well. So yeah, and the downstairs cafe where my office is in town.
Yeah,
I was getting some lunch yesterday. They've got a fridge stock full of alcohol drinks.
No way.
Which again, I could just pop down and have a boozy drink for lunch if I chose to.
Just trigger everywhere.
Yes.
Jeez.
And like obviously, social media, there's a lot. You've got to moderate your content. And I just put in, another note, just marketing. There's so much marketing that has alcohol in the marketing, photo, video, whatever it may be.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. It's like even I was looking at photos for us to try for our logo and to put in our piss rec photos, or even just a nice photo of me for our logo, and I could not find one without a drink in my hand or a perfectly placed like product placement of a wine bottle or a wine glass.
Yes.
Like it's inserted everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
And we do it without even thinking about it.
100%. Even yesterday, I had a client meeting and something came up about alcohol. It was like, you have to knock off and have a few drinks. That was just in conversation. So in conversations as well, it is everywhere too.
Yes, it's true. Like, let's catch up for a drink.
Let's catch up for a drink.
Who's catching up for a walk?
Yep. Yeah. That's right.
And I even think in fact, in saying that, like when people would say, let's catch up for coffee, because I didn't drink coffee, I'd be like, I don't want to catch up for coffee. Like, why am I catching up for a drink? Like,
yeah, totally. Give it a rosé, baby.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
And even like I was thinking about what role alcohol played in my life. Like if I had to thank someone for something, bottle of Plonk. Yeah. Christmas presents for clients, bottle of Plonk. Like there's, hampers, make sure there's a bottle of Plonk in there. Yeah. You've had a baby, there's a bottle of champagne because you haven't drank for 9 months. It really is just hard to avoid if you're trying to avoid it. It's really hard to avoid it. And I think we're not trying to avoid it. Yeah. We're just, I suppose, highlighting the culture that we live in.
Yeah, correct. Exactly right. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you notice anything, Maso?
So exactly right. After our, just the stock standard ones, but the things that popped up for me was I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were talking about, and they were just like going, oh yeah, Anthony Albanese sculled a beer for like the Sydney Freedom Day. Like, woohoo, what a hero, like what a legend. And, obviously then it goes back to when Bob Hawke did it. And I'm just like, why is that such a heroic thing?
Mate, thank you for bringing that because I forgot to bring that up.
I just went, I can't even, to be fair, I just thought, what a wanker.
What a flog. Like they were in the pub, like it was the press conference was held in the pub.
I think it was his mate's pub that had a really tough time.
Yeah.
And he was he was on his knees and shit was going bad. And obviously, Elbow had rocked up to pump up a bit of, get things pumping again and, sculls his beer and obviously then his pub's booming, however it's worked. But it just blows my mind. I just think there's far more heroic things happening in the world than to be patting a politician on the back for sculling a beer. Do you know what I mean?
That's so spot on, so spot on. And then in the other hand, his budgets are going towards, people with alcoholism and people suffering from domestic violence because of alcohol. So it's
100%.
Hard to sit with that one.
Yeah, correct. So chugging away at beer, I just think, you're famous for that. Whoop-de-doo-dah. All the memes, so just memes.
Yeah.
Like there was one actually and then obviously with all the sponsors, like, AFL, cricket, netball, like all the main sponsors, it's just splashed up on the screen, like you were saying, everywhere.
So true, mate, especially in sport. There's so many sporting clubs and disciplines that are sponsored by big boozy companies.
Yeah, exactly. So this one I saw the other day, it's a little... Do you say mem or meme?
I say meme.
I say meme too, but people say mem. They like the same thing.
It's like data and data. I say data, but it's really data.
Do you say Newcastle or Newcastle?
Castle.
But is it a castle or a castle?
It's a castle, mate. It's a castle.
You're not saying Castlemaine. Castlemaine.
No. Yeah, what are you? You'd be a Castlemaine, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Castlemaine.
Yeah, Castle. Yeah.
Newcastle. But I say Newcastle.
Newcastle. Newcastle. Ooh.
Yeah.
What
You're
do
not
I
saying
say?
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Oh, yeah, you're right, Newcastle. I don't know. What do I say now?
I know. It's a trick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't
So
even
meme. Yeah, meme.
meme. Yeah, I'm meme. Who's saying mem?
I don't know. Is it American? Mem?
Mem.
Put it out to the people.
Yeah, let us know. All right. So this one said, currently approving my kids' friends based on which parent I think will drink wine with me on play dates. And I just went cringe. That can be one for when we talk about mummy wine culture. But I just I'm just like, oh God. Like
there's so many of them.
So
many memes.
So many.
And around like surviving lockdowns.
Yeah.
And then the classic one is I'll just have one glass of wine tonight, and it's this bird who's going like a giant, a giant thing.
It's tall as her.
Yes. That's been around for years.
Yeah. And I could really, I related to that.
Oh, shit, yeah. I would have shared the shit out of that. And like,
it was my screensaver.
It's my mantra, my daily mantra.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when people would send that stuff to me, I would giggle, and I still there's still a part of me that goes ha ha, but ha ha, like cringe.
Yes.
I think because we see it through a different lens now.
Yes, and it's really funny. Like I find that too because it is funny, and I'm like, there was once a time I would have shared that, and now I look at it and go, like cringe.
Yeah.
And then I think, God, am I being such a party pooper? Like, am I being?
But no, I think you're just being educated, Maso, because also think about that people with, alcoholism, addicted to alcohol, that meme is so damaging.
Correct. Yes.
So damaging. So I think people forget about, and whoever might have a friend that you don't know about that might be suffering in silence with their alcohol relationship with alcohol.
Exactly.
And then you're smashing out these memes about it. So I suppose just be mindful, like actually mindful.
Yeah, exactly right. Spot on.
What else? Have you anything?
So that was about it, I think. It's just
some big ones though, mate. Some massive ones.
Yeah. It's just everywhere. Like it's unavoidable.
100%. And I actually made a note of that, Maso. I put, except that alcohol is going to be in your face. It is unavoidable.
Yes. Yep. Spot on.
Boom. There's your hashtag. There's your tweet for today. Especially and I'm a little bit nervous myself, like gearing up to Christmas and summer. I'm glad I've got these 4 months under my belt now.
Yes.
I feel like that's been good training to take on summer with the alcohol that I think is going to just go upwards with, consumption.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
No, you've laid the foundations. Your 4 months you've been, laying the foundations for a solid, sturdy, alcohol-free life.
Yeah.
You're good to go. You're good to go.
Good to go, mate. Bring on summer. Chrissy Swan spoke on the project about her relationship with alcohol, and she had been 9 months without booze. And how good, did you see it, Mason?
Yes, how good was that? It was amazing.
So
everything that we've been talking about. I'm like, yes, Chrissy, so good. And I love
how
Swan,
if you're listening, we want your podcast.
Yes.
Check your emails. Email to Radio Nova. Tell them to check the email.
Get in here. We want you on. Quick.
But didn't she say everything that we have been saying and feeling?
Yes, exactly right. So spot on. It was exactly. We'll actually pop that on the Instagram page as well.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Instagram page.
It was so spot on. She summed it up so perfectly. And because I was the same, the first lockdown 2020, I loved it. What was the line? Anyway, I'd given it a real touch up, but then I pulled the pin and didn't drink for ages and felt the best I ever had. And then this lockdown gave it a good touch up and then did the same thing. So Yeah, everyone's lockdown situation is very different. They've either hit it hard or given it a spell or then reversed it. But, yeah, she summed it up. She put it in a beautiful little gift wrap bag for us to take and just said everything that we've been talking about. Amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's so good to hear other people saying the things that you've been experiencing. Like she said, clarity. She said just more energy. Like there was so many good things that have come out of her breaking up with alcohol.
Yeah, 100%. Do you say breaking up with alcohol?
I did.
I like that.
Boom, second tweet for the potty.
Do you know, you're right though, there is a lot in that because there is grief that goes along with breaking up with alcohol. We can probably deep dive into that another time.
Yes.
We will. We'll park that.
Park it. So, but what are we going to do about today? What are we going to do about all these observations and what strategies we're going to give to our listeners?
Yeah. So, you touched on it a bit before about turning notifications. Oh, actually, I forgot one. So, there's a alcohol delivery service called Tipple.
Yep.
That has been sending me reminders.
Bullshit.
Yes. And I have, so it's really funny. We live, I don't know, a 5-minute walk from the supermarket or the bottle shop, maybe 10-minute walk, if that. And we've used the Tipple delivery service a lot. So I've gone through stages of deleting this app and then putting it back on and deleting it. But anyway, I delete it. But I've been getting reminders because obviously I generally always have notifications turned off. All parts of my phone anyway. But Tipple reminders.
Sneak up on you.
Yes, reminding me there's a promotion on, or text messages from Dan Murphy's to say, I've got this 20% off, blah, 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 blah. Like it's constantly bang, bang, bang. So, so turning off the notifications, big one. Turning on notifications for things like, and I think you had a sober app, didn't you? Were you using your sober app?
Yeah, it's called I Am Sober. But the kids are like, Mum, what's that I Am Sober? What's that I Am Sober app on your phone? I am sober.
I'm sober. So turning off those boozy apps and turning on the positive ones.
Love that.
And also because the Smug girls do the Smug chats. I think is it every Tuesday and Thursday?
Yeah, on their IG.
Pop your notification on, put a little timer on to remind yourself to check in, and that's your little 2 things during the week. Or you can go back and listen to that later on. I think that's quite helpful.
Or every Monday listen to our podcast.
Oh, yeah. goes without saying.
That's right.
It's just
I should know by now.
It's just an instant upload straight. It just starts and you don't even have to press play.
I like that about turning off notifications. I actually was caught off guard. I reckon it was last week, and I got a text. I must be on some database. Someone's bought my details off something I've signed up to, and I got a text message. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what company it was from, but it was saying 20% off wine. Da da da. So I'm like, right, stop, STOP. Little texty back. I'm like, oh my God, what's this? Thankfully, it didn't trigger me, but could have easily. Could have so easily.
Opted out. And I think because when we had that last week and talking about let's take notice of how many times a day that we see ads, alcohol trigger and all that sort of stuff. I was probably about 5 times a day on average. I just got sick of counting and more trying to remind myself. Do you know what I mean? I just took a little mental note and it was probably about five times a day, and it's probably more than that really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, sorry, push on. What do you got for your...
So one of my little strategies was, and you've sort of touched on this, Maso, but controlling your content, so especially on social media. And the other one too, which again can catch you off guard, is when you get hit by a Facebook ad or a Google ad, you can control that. You can go into your settings and you can say, I do not want to see this ad again. Give them a reason, tell them why. And so you have the power.
I did not know this one.
Yes.
So good.
So you can go and say, I don't want to see this ad again.
Yep.
And that just pops into their little, their little massive, huge database / algorithm. So that the chance of you seeing another boozy ad again will lessen.
That's so good.
Yeah. So there's a little hot tip.
Yeah.
And another one I had was, if you're not ready to be with friends that are boozing on, just say no.
Love that. boundaries.
It's hard. It's bloody hard. And I think, I know, actually, Maso, you had an example, didn't you, where you made that up?
No, plenty. I do.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Oh, I've had plenty that I wig out a little bit before there's been an event and I've wanted to like bail out. Oh, actually, it was just it was a function that was meant to happen, but because of lockdown, it didn't happen. And leading into it, it was approaching, and it was only just a few weeks ago, and I was a bit nervy-nally about it. I was a bit like, oh, it's a whole bunch of us. It's going to be really boozy. How am I going to go? But now it's been actually pushed to next year.
Mm.
I'm so grateful because those foundations will be laid, and I feel much more comfortable by the time that function comes around next year. I'm good to go. But if it was a couple of weeks ago, I was like,
rubber arm could have come into play.
Yeah, well, it just would have been, it would have been really difficult because there was wineries involved and, you know.
So not only saying no, but then play the tape forward and plan something as a treat for yourself for the next day. Just back to the wineries. I'm actually going away this weekend to Nagambie.
Oh.
Let me just give you a rundown of the itinerary. There's 10 of us going.
Okay.
So we land in Nagambie, off to the Nagambie Brewery on the Friday night. We can only stay there, I think, for a couple of hours though. So I'm going to contact them to see if if they've got alcohol-free alternatives. So we got that, and then on Saturday we get picked up by the bus and we're going to Bilk Winery for lunch. Yep. And then we go back to where we're staying, and then we've got a sunset cruise.
Do you know?
Oh, so I'm actually ready for it though. I'm ready for it.
Do you know
everyone knows I don't drink.
Right. Okay. Good. I love that. I love that so much that we spoke about that last step or the one before about communicating and telling people, giving the wording them up first so that you're not caught in that situation when everyone's passing around the wine or filling your wine glass up and then you've got to go, oh, no, I don't drink. And they're like, why not?
Yes.
And it's just But I was really surprised with myself then, my reaction to you telling me what you had coming up. Normally I'd be like, oh, my God,
You're squirming. You're squirming.
I was like.
I was too a bit.
Oh, and I guess because it's another little challenge.
100%.
And I know how difficult that 100%. Is. And it's letting go of that romance that you have with wineries and boozy and it's a huge deal.
It is, mate. And I know I'm going to have a good time regardless. I know I would have had a good time drinking, but I would have been suffering the next day.
Yeah.
On the Monday, on the Tuesday, being snooty with the kids. So on the Sunday, we're bringing the fishing boat up. So we're going to spend the afternoon fishing on the lake there.
Oh.
So I'm like, that's a good thing to look forward to. I'll bring a couple of, actually I'm going to have this whole toolkit with me. I'm bringing alcohol-free drinks with me. I'm going to make some alcohol-free espresso martinis. So I've planned that whole thing. I'm just nervous about at the winery. Thankfully, we're having lunch there. So it's not like we're going to be sitting around tasting. We're actually having a meal, which I think will help.
Yeah.
And then the sunset cruise, I can just bring my alcohol-free drinks and enjoy the serenity.
Yeah, that's beautiful. See, and I think
keep all my clothes on, keep my dick. Happy no one's going to get a spray off me. No injuries are going to happen. I'm not going to fall off the side of the boat.
It's so good that you've already put those steps in place. You know what you need to do. You've got your alcohol-free drinks. You're already prepped. Remember the P's. Piss poor preparation leads to piss poor performance. And also, what's your little one about the 3 Ps? Playful, productive.
Playful, more productive. No, more playful, more present and
more productive.
More patient.
Patient?
Patient, yeah, with the kids.
That's it. Yeah.
Around the kids.
Yes.
Good though too.
I think this is so amazing. I think you're going to have the most amazing time and wake up fresh as a daisy. It's going to be so good.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. And beautiful, beautiful country. We're in black caviar country, FYI.
Ah, there we go.
little fun fact. Black caviar was born in Nagambie.
Yeah.
Actually there anyway.
Country nag. That's so
and you know what? Speaking of black caviar, oh my gosh. So I've been to Nagambie, which it's only now from Bendigo. The last 3 years, I'd say I've done two girls trips. And the second trip, so each time we're, sozzled in the main street, caressing poor black caviar. And the second time I went with my mates, my friend texts me saying, does black caviar know you girls are coming to town? There was more photos of us caressing this, beautiful statue of black caviar. So, yeah, he'll be safe this time. He'll be safe. I'll just give him a pat. I won't poke any other appendages of him. What else have you got in strategy? Tool belt.
Strategies. What have I got? So referring to the shame stories and thinking about hangovers and what's going to make you feel proud the next day.
Oh, I like that one.
So what you were saying before, you're going to be fresh as a daisy. You're not going to take your clothes off or have an injury or have that remorse or embarrassment or shame or what did I say last night? Was I a dick? And really that anxiety?
Anxiety, yes.
Giving yourself, weighing it up, like the pros and cons, what the benefits of drinking, weighing it up, how I'm going to feel the next day. What's more important to you? Being proud. What's going to make you proud the next day?
Yes, I like that. Be proud. Be proud, people. The other one I had written down was and we touched on it, is when you tell people you're not drinking, it also saves them. Sorry, it also trying to word this. It also prevents people from gifting you alcohol.
Yes,
because then you're like, oh, this could be a trigger, or oh, this is awkward, I don't drink. So really calling it out to people so that, booze is not an option for people when they're buying you a present.
Yep.
And I'm like, I can have alcohol in my house. Like I have got wine, I've got beer in my house for when people come over, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I've still got a bottle of Fiji, I think it's coconut rum from about 5 years ago in the pantry. I was real up and about in Fiji. Yeah, I got home, I've had one glass like meh. So I probably need to get out of the sink. And when you go through, what is it? What is it at the airport?
Oh, through customs.
And you buy all the
duty free.
Duty free, thank you. And you get all these wild ideas and you buy all this random alcohol that you would normally drink. I've got this Bundaberg rum concoction. I don't know what, it's like this top shelf Bundaberg rum. Haven't opened. I might have to gift it to someone actually.
If it's that old, maybe put it in your car. It'll turn into fuel.
Yes, true.
Talking about attaching being proud to everything that you do because you don't drink. So say, for example, for you with Nagambie, you're going to get up early.
Yes.
Because you didn't drink. You get to go out on your little boat cruise because you didn't drink.
Yes.
I slept so well last night because I didn't drink.
Yes.
I remember conversations and connections because I didn't drink. I was productive and present and playful because I didn't drink. I bought the jeans, I bought the lingerie, I bought the outfit because I didn't drink. Yep. If you keep attaching, so what it is, or your skin is clear. So it's all about cheering on yourself and being proud of yourself because the neuro pathways love this. It's a reward system. It's actually called the mesocortical limbic circuit.
Say that again, please. The mezzy.
It's the pathways that are responsible for you wanting and desiring and craving rewards. It's through a motivational system. So it's through association. So you keep reinforcing because I didn't drink to your experience because I didn't drink. Then it's like a conditioning.
Yep, I love that.
You know what I mean? So
I've been subconsciously doing that. I've got a shitload of pavers at the backyard and I need them all moved.
Yeah.
All ripped up. And I did it on Sunday because I didn't drink.
Yes. Because you didn't drink.
Yes. And that went through my head. I was like, there's no way I would have done this if I was hung.
No, God, no. Not a chance. Yuck, who's moving bricks? So, so the brain learns that association and then connects it because it involves pleasure and joy and euphoria and ecstasy because it's like the neuro-linguistics programming, like you keep telling yourself and making that connection. Because I didn't drink, I got this. Because
brilliant.
I got this. So, you just got to keep reminding yourself that.
That needs to be up somewhere. I need to get that tattooed or somewhere in lights. Like that's a ripper. Yeah. Because I didn't drink. I love that.
You didn't
write that down, people, because I didn't drink.
Write it down. Yeah.
That's gold. Absolute gold. Another thing I've been thinking about is like when I was watching Home and Away, the end of Home and Away. And so when like they are acting, they're clearly not drinking booze. Right?
Yeah.
So I've written down, trick your mind into thinking whatever you're seeing on TV is not actually alcohol, which isn't actually alcohol. So they're drinking apple juice or they're drinking bubbly water, whatever it is, they're not actually drinking alcohol. So despite the fact that it's in a wine glass, despite the fact that it might be in a bottle, like a long neck or whatever, hasn't got alcohol in it.
A long neck.
Long neck. How's we call a long neck? Who's drinking long necks on Home and Away? Alf would be.
What were they called? A brown, what they call them? A brown snake? Brown.
No. What's that? Is that in the 80s? Like an 80s thing?
Long neck, brown, long neck, old Google.
Long neck in a brown paper bag.
Yeah, brown something. Yeah.
So, tricking your mind into knowing and thinking that they're not actually drinking alcohol.
Yeah, good one. I like that. Yep. It's because it is. You just got to tell yourself a story.
Yes, you've got to
change the narrative.
Yes, change the narrative. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, this is the one time that you do make up a story in your head and stick to it.
Yes.
Because we're all good at making up wonderful stories that do our head in.
Yes.
So, strategies. I think, have you got any more to round us off?
Just reminding yourself why. I've got here, like there's a lack of sleep. It's back to that because I didn't drink, I could sleep better. I've got more motivation, got more discipline. What else have I got here? The relationship. Actually, you know how we were talking the other day about memory loss and blackouts?
Yes.
So, and going back to my story about having, remembering conversations because I didn't drink, I was listening to Howie Games. Howie, if you're listening.
Howie, if you're listening, I've also emailed you. We want on our pod.
We can't wait to get you on. I think you play cricket with my brother out down in Bowen Heads, actually. So it's a family affair. Tone Loke. And he had interviewed, he's doing a artist series, and Paul Kelly was on, and he asked Paul Kelly what he was scared of. And you know how people are, normally scared of snakes or spiders or anything like that. Paul talked about he was scared of getting dementia.
Oh, yeah.
I know, heavy, hey,
big one.
Massive. And I was thinking about this the other day about my memory loss and all of the things that I've done and don't remember a thing.
Yes, mate.
And it's just terrifying. Like I spent 4.5 years in the UK travelling around Europe, and I could probably remember a year's worth. I don't even remember Europe that much. Like the only thing that I remember or things that connect. I don't remember culture, buildings, anything.
What Leaning Tower pizza? What is that? What Eiffel Tower? No, I haven't seen it.
All you remember is how trashed I was. It was always revolved around alcohol and how messy the session was, or how we were in Lagos and Richie and Boy and I were at a beach party and we're just sitting there munged out on the beach just wasted. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I just want to remember things. I just remember things, and I think, when you remove the alcohol, you just remember.
And you do, and life is too short to not bloody remember it.
Yes.
It's already short enough, and by blacking out, you're making it even shorter.
Oh, Lordy Lord. And I think just to wrap up my little end bit here, like a couple of conversations that have happened in the last week or so that people have sort of said, which I think, oh, wow. When I talk about being alcohol-free, someone said, or they were talking about alcohol-free drinks, and they said, oh, what's the point? Oh, that's right. I got delivered. Oh, my God, I forgot to tell you.
Talk to me.
Oh, my God. on a real rant. I got etch delivered.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I was so pumped about it. So delicious. Story for another time. We'll leave that for alcohol free.
Hi, Andy. Hi, Jason. Another one. We want you on the podcast, Andy.
Yeah. Can't wait to chat.
Yeah,
yes, that is locked in. So delicious. So, but yeah, one of someone said to me, saw alcohol-free drinks the other day. They're like, what's the point? And in my head, I had this little thought, and I thought, oh gosh, if only you knew what the point was, if only you knew. Yes. Yeah. And because I know the clarity, I'm like, oh, and then somebody else said to me, I was talking about a podcast, and they said, oh, how long are you not drinking for? And I said, yeah, probably forever, which doesn't have to be the case for everybody that's listening. If you wanted, whatever your relationship with alcohol is, forever can seem too big. Forever is a huge thing. Even for us, it's probably like, it's everyone's at different stages. But one of them said, it's a bit boring, without alcohol. And I kind of went, it's actually not. Like, I wish you knew. Like, I really wish I could say that. No, I can't. Yeah. I'm not quite at that stage to go to say, oh no, you don't understand. I kind of just nod and go along with it, and just I'm trying to get where I sit with it too. Yep. And then somebody else had said to me something about who are you and who are us without booze? And it's really difficult. You don't want to make people feel uncomfortable either, because that you're kind of holding a mirror up to people too,
100%
of what their relationship is with alcohol. And I know that can be a little bit awkward. So anyway, I just keep that because I don't drink. If you only knew clarity. Yeah.
I think we need to change the topic of this podcast to because I don't drink. Get some teas made up. I love that. Because I don't drink, or because I didn't drink. That's going to be playing in my head.
Yeah, bid. B-I-D-D. Bid. Bid. We bid it for it because I didn't drink. Yeah.
Love it. Righto, so this week's text regret is coming from my mate who's a tradie.
Oh.
Tradie mate.
Tradie lady.
Tradie lady. And I'm sure there's many tradies out there that have had some sort of text regret on some level. Maybe a sneaky dick pic might have been to the wrong person.
Pickle pick.
Dick pic, oh my God. So this one, let me set the scene. He was on a booze-fueled footy trip. This years ago. So really knocking them back with the crew, and ended up at a gay nightclub. I don't know where. I think he said he was in Adelaide. Gay nightclub in Adelaide, boozed on with the boys, and one of their crew was MIA. So I don't think he'd made it to the nightclub. He must have been at some other bar. So the tradie texts, my mate texts his mate, saying, hey, whatever his name is, Jono, we'll call him, hey, Jono, at the gay bar, get here kind of thing. So Jono didn't write back. That was fine. He was probably hammered somewhere else. That was all good. So fast forward to the Tuesday and my mate was back at work. He's a plumber, and went and saw a client, and the client looked at him. He's like, oh, how was your weekend, mate? And my mate was like, oh, yeah, it's pretty good. He's like, how was the nightclub? It's like, what do you mean? He's like, I got this text at like 2 o'clock in the morning. You're at a gay nightclub. So he was, and luckily it was like the guy, the client took it in. He was okay. Like he was like, haha, funny.
Yeah.
But I suppose some people wouldn't appreciate being sent a text at 2:30 in the morning.
In the club.
Yeah, from someone they're doing business with.
Not ideal.
Not ideal. Like they're out on the tear, 2:30 in the morning, whatever it is.
Oh, dead.
So, yeah, dead. So he had major text regret, major.
Yeah, scrambling. Did he?
Yeah.
Was the deal?
He was
okay?
very deal was okay, but he was internally pretty embarrassed that he texted a client at that hour about his whereabouts.
Again, wouldn't have happened if he wasn't hammered.
100%. So
Oh,
text regrets.
Molly,
Nasty,
text
isn't it?
regret. They are. They're endless.
Endless.
It's time for the recommendation of the week.
Tool of the week. What have we got for tool of the week this week? Am I going first?
It's your show. You intro and then you go first.
I was like, as I was going tool of the week, I'm like, am I just going to go first or is Maso? Have you got one? You want to share?
Yeah, sure.
All right, hit us up.
All right, I've got one. All right. One of my best friends has got a little oily company. It's called Ginger Co. And their oils are so divine, and they have all little other knickknacks like, just all self-help, homey, beautiful, delicious oils and sprays and like hand sanitizers with all your little essential oils. They've got one. It's called Calm the F Down.
Oh, how cool's the name?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Love that.
So it's like what is it? CTFD. So it's a little Calm the F Down, and I'll tell you what it has in it. It's got orange seed oil, patchouli, frankincense, clary sage oil, ylang. Do you say ylang?
Yep. Ylang. Yep.
Thyme oil,
Thyme.
Oh, thyme.
No, it's thyme. I just call it thyme.
Like jojoba. Do you say jojoba or yo-yoba?
Oh,
jojoba. What's that one? We've had a big pronunciation day today.
we have, haven't we?
And it has spruce hoe wood oil, blue tansy oil, and blue chamomile oil. Anyway, it's just
Got a bit going on.
It's got a lot going on. They do it in a roller as well. You know, the little rollers that you can have in your bag and you pop on your little pressure points. And but I have this pumping all the time through my diffusers.
Love that, mate.
Yes, so
Love
get
that.
amongst it. Sorry, I forgot to say, Ginger Co.
Ginger Co. Get around it.
Yep.
My little tool of the week is, and this is only a newbie on the scene, it is my digital notebook.
Oh,
When I open it up, it goes, oh.
just rays of sunshine, like
Yes. Oh. And like white doves sometimes fly out. So it's called a Remarkable. And a few of the guys in the office actually got them a few months ago. I'm like, oh, what is that? I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. But I gave it nothing at the start. But I write so much. Like whenever I'm talking to clients, when I'm on the phone, whenever I'm planning client work, I'm writing stuff on a notepad. I've got like oodles and oodles of notepads.
Yep.
And so this literally is like a notepad, but it's all kept digitally. It's hooked up to Wi-Fi. I've created like little files for all of my customers. If I think of something, I just write it into their file. Like it's a bloody dream come true.
I want in.
Yeah, and I literally have just scratched the surface, not literally, like not in a literal sense. The surface of this is not scratched, but I've only just like tip of the iceberg, baby. Like so many cool features that I haven't yet learnt about. I'm going to have a real good play on it tonight.
How fun.
I'm so
Yes, I love that. I'm so jealous because I think even in our first potty you would have heard me scrappling around with some papers.
Yes.
Like going,
yes, that one.
flicking through my notes. And then we spoke about it. We're like, oh, you can hear the paper. I'm like, oh, no, I need one of those digital things. Because like I love writing as well. I think we're old school, aren't we? Like, we have to
100%.
write. And I was thinking, I need one of those things. And then boom, you've got one. And I'm so jealous.
Yeah, remarkable. Get around it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Good job. Good recos. Where do we get that from, Breeza, did you say?
Online. Just Google, mate.
Google it.
Remarkable. Yeah, remarkable
Remarks.
notepad.
Yeah.
So that's it for the week, Maso.
That's it. Good chat.
Good chat. What do we got on next week?
Top chat. Yeah, let's
I don't
have a
even
look.
know. Oh, we've got
Here we go.
our first person on.
Oh, yes.
First person on.
Welcome to our first guest. That's so good.
So we're sort of like fumbling our way through these potties, but we think it's going to be every third or fourth potty. We're going to bring in a guest
Yes.
to talk about their relationship with alcohol and where they are now.
So good.
And I can't wait to hear people's shame stories. Like, I'm here for the shame stories.
Yes.
Share away.
Be nice to share around the shame instead of it all being on us.
I know. I can laugh at someone else's.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And then the next week after that, cream's rising to the top.
Bang.
Yes. Our superpower and what you gain from not drinking. So look out and listen out for our special guest, one of many to come.
Yes.
And if you're listening and you want to get on,
hit us up.
Yeah, we'd love to.
BFB.
We'd love to hear your stories, and no matter what level, it doesn't mean you have to have completely given up the booze. You may have gone on it, off it, dabbling, sober curious, whatever you've got. We'd love to hear your story too.
Snap.
Done. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, peeps.
Bye.
Break.
Bye.